Hello, we're Group 7. My name is Megan, and the other members of the team are Andrew, Momo, and Yana. This presentation is for the second half of our project on curbing consumption, about the development of our proposed intervention.
In the first stage of this project, we did research into the common consumption habits and created a persona based on our collected data. Our persona's name is Maya. She's a female college student in her early 20s who wanted to reduce her impact on the environment due to her waste habits. From the garbage fill Philippa task in part 1, the four most salient categories of waste were food waste, food packaging, personal hygiene products, and cleaning products. We noticed most of the trash was under the category of food waste, both food scraps and takeaway packaging. When we did the 5 whys ladder task, we found there were several reasons for this. She's fairly social and considers eating out an activity to do with friends. She lives in a dorm on campus, and she has a casual job, which means she often has the disposable income to order in. When she runs out of time, is feeling lazy, or doesn't know what to eat, she often orders in as well. Hi, I'm Andrew, and in this section I will explain our how might we question and how we planned on answering it. The question is, how might we create an engaging alternative to eating takeaway for Maya? As we know, when Maya does not know what to cook or lacks in motivation, she orders takeaway. By creating an alternative to this, we aim to reduce her environmental impact. Our initial answer was to create a method of planning her dinners that would encourage her to cook more often, rather than ordering food. With this idea in hand, we moved to the development process. We went through a sketching process and came to the idea of a deck of meal cards that could be used to pre-pick meals. By scanning the QR codes on their backs, making a shopping list for the week. These cards would be displayed on some form of case in a prominent location in Maya's apartment. From this, we progressed to creating a low-fidelity soft models. For mine, I made a large bench-sitting arrangement. The standout elements were the cards that modified the initial food cards, such as double, skip days, or leftovers, allowing for the changeability of life to alter the otherwise rigid system. The big flaw was its size, sitting at over 1 meter wide. Momo created a pinboard display that looked at using pegs to hold the cards. As he lives in a dorm environment, his user testing was highly valuable. He learned that most dorms have a pinboard on which the holder can be mounted. And Megan tested out a smaller card holder style box. The positive elements were its compact size, though notably you could not see each card throughout the week, so she found herself checking regularly and not knowing what came next. After doing this testing, we progressed to our final prototype. We decided it needed to have a few elements changed. Firstly, it needed to be smaller and wall-mounted so as not to take up counter space. We had the idea to make a carousel that moved each day with retractable pins so it would drop the cards into a holder at the center of the carousel. We also decided that there was no need for the cards to be cards. Instead, round tokens would work better with the carousel's circular design and the compartment shape in the middle. We had the idea that if it was going to be the same shape as a clock, and in a manner of speaking measure the passage of time as it rotated every day to drop the token, we would be served by adding a clock face to it, as it would both encourage the user to start cooking at the right time, but also most dorms already have somewhere to mount a clock on the wall, so you could replace it and not have to put a new hole in the wall, which many accommodation providers would not like. Finally, we decided to pitch our design at cooking groups. By encouraging Maya to participate with the design as part of a community, there is much more accountability in the design. Momo will now run you through some more key takeaways from the development process and explain exactly how the design works.
So we wanted to make a product that our user could use start of every week to plan meal preps for the rest of the week in the most fastest, easiest, efficient way possible. We thought of having a digital and a physical side to the product, where the physical part could be easily placed like a clock in the room on the wall. Then it will easily be used through scanning QR codes on the tokens using a digital application. A quick breakdown of what the physical product consists of. It consists of a deck of cards that have details on the meals, cooking time, prices, and calories on the front, and the back of the cards have the QR codes that link to the application to let the user find out about the ingredients and the recipes. Each team member tried constructing the physical prototype of the product and tested it on their own. Then we checked together the problems that we found that matched to construct a collective solution. There were 2 problems that each member found when they tested the prototypes on their own. The size of the decks could be smaller. The interactivity and the design could be improved for the user. That's when we decided collectively of making it round in shape. Instead of having cards, we thought of having tokens to take lesser space. Here is a simple storyboarding of the final physical prototype we plan to construct. So here is the round physical prototype with the middle part is where it holds all of the tokens. So the user could remove the tokens from the holder, shuffle them, randomly place 7 tokens on the hooks, and then scan the QR codes on the back and return tokens to their holder. And here's a quick storyboarding of the digital app we decided to construct. The user simply opens the app. After scanning the QR codes, they will get a list of the ingredients they need to shop for, add it to their cart. They could easily buy it online or go grab it from a store. After we made the final physical prototype of what we decided on, we found out that through users testing, some people used it in a different way, where they place randomly 7 tokens from the holder after scanning the QR codes. Then after placing them manually, they rotate the clock. And when it lands on whatever meal after 1 rotation, they set the timer. So we can have a look here. So when it lands on the meal after 1 rotation, they would set the timer on the clock. And when the time is up, they want the token to fall into the holder for a reminder. And this is the final food clock digital app prototype that we gave to the user and see what their thoughts are of how, if this was the app to be used with this physical product, would it be efficient, easy, when what their thoughts are. So here you go, you just basically simply log in, and then you have feeds on some like cooking tips and stuff. If you go to the menu, you can actually access the most important part where you scan the QR code. So you can scan as many QR codes, and when you're done, it takes you to where the shopping list at, the total price, total calories per week, and cooking time. And then you go to the cart, check out, pay, and you're done. Most people liked the fact that how easy it is to scan multiple QR codes and then easily pull out a shopping list for all the groceries you need for the week to cook all the meals in the fastest way, and you get the price for it, the total calories, and the cooking time, an estimation of the cooking time for the entire week. It's just, they feel like it's a way to actually encourage cooking more, and it could be just make it more, seems more easy and not a difficult thing to do.
Reflecting on the design refinement process, the 3 ways that we decided we would have improved on it if given more time were, firstly, making more high-fidelity prototypes. We discussed ways of getting the user's attention drawn to the product through making the central portion light up and a timer system that would allow the token to drop by itself at a set time. If the model had been able to perform these functions, the prototyping would have been more accurate to the imagined final product. Linking into that was 2, integrating the app testing more into the prototyping and doing some deeper thinking on the user experience design and the key functionalities of the app. And lastly, getting more people involved in the testing for a wider data set to help both the previous points. Thanks for your time and attention. We hope you enjoyed watching this presentation.